How to create a browser home page. Part 3, edit the preliminary home page to create the final home page. This tutorial describes how to use the Notepad editor to edit the preliminary home page created in Part 2 and create the final home page. The preliminary home page created in Part 2 of this tutorial has all our categories and favorites listed in the order we want them. But the favorites are listed one per line, and both the categories and the favorites still have the letters we inserted to cause them to list in the order to match our homepage plan. Now we'll edit file homepage.htm with the Notepad editor to insert the name of our home page, list the favorites of each category on one line and let the browsers wrap the line as necessary, and finally to remove those letters we added to force the order to be listed correctly. The first few times you edit your homepage file, I strongly urge you to make a backup copy first so that you can easily re-edit if you simply make an editing error. For more difficult things you need to fix, you'll have to go back to the browser and use the Favorites Manager to change the favorites, and then re-export the favorites file and then start all over with that. To open the home page with Notepad, you first open the Documents folder, locate your file homepage.htm in the desktop, right-click it, and select Open with Notepad. Don't worry about how the code looks. You're not going to have to understand the code to do this editing. The first thing we need to do is add the homepage title to the code so that it'll show on the final home page. The way to do that is to locate this line here that starts with H1. The title is now Bookmarks as shown on the page, but it's not coming from this line, it's coming from this line. So one way to put your title on your home page is to change the word bookmarks between the H1s to the name of your home page. Now there's two more changes we need to make. The favorites were listed one per line. We want them all the favorites for a category listed on the same line, and we were going to let the browser figure out where to wrap that line to following lines. So the way to make them show up all on the same line is we're going to use replace command, type edit, replace. What we need to find is this, less than sign, DT, greater than sign. What we need to replace it with sometimes when we find it is this special string. It's a special way to insert spaces. NBSP, ampersand, NBSP, semicolon. We'll need 4 of those to give a reasonable spacing between the favorites. Now we haven't done anything yet, we've just filled in the boxes. Let's do a find. Now this is not one we want to change. The ones we want to change have an A thing in front of them and after them. This does not have that. Skip it by hitting the Find Next button. Again, this has an A after it, but it doesn't have one before it. Click Find Next to skip. Now here we are. This one is between an A thing here and an A thing here. Don't worry about the formatting and ignore the fact that it's more than one line. So now we're ready to make the replace. We're going to do this replace. We're going to hit replace. Boom. Now it did another find, and this one we want to change also. Keep changing them as long as there's A's before and after the string. Replace, 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 replace. Now there's another one you skip. I don't want to keep going. I'm going to do this offline, but this one you skip. Hit find. This one you skip, and now you're ready to start replacing again. Okay, I've done all those replaces until the find failed to find the string I was replacing. Remember, skip the ones it's not surrounded by the 2 A things. Now I would just suggest the first few times you do this, you go ahead and you close and save the file after this set of changes, then open it in your browser to verify the changes. So I've just saved it, so let's open it in the browser again. Now, verify that you have the right file open, and you do. Documents, homepage.htm. Okay, they're all on the same line now, as they're supposed to be. But they still have all those letter strings in front of the favorites and in front of the categories. Everything's in the right order, it's just got those extra letters. So now we'll close this, we'll open it in the editor again, the homepage file, and we'll get rid of those letters. And you'll see why we put 3 Z's in there. I'm going to close it. I'm going to right click and open in the editor again. Notepad editor. Now what we're going to use is the find command, and you'll see why we can't use a replace command. So we do edit find. Now we're going to find those 3 Z's we put in each one. Now the reason I put in 3 Z's is because I believe all the ones you find are the ones you want to delete. But look at each one anyway. You want to delete these 4 letters. You can either click here and hit the backspace 4 times, or you can click and drag across all 4 letters to make sure they're all selected. So, and hit delete key. So again, if it's easier for you to click and hit 4 backspaces, fine. If it's easier for you to click and select all 4 and hit the delete key, fine. Do it either way. I'll do this one. Remember, you'll have to hit the find key again. So now that letters are gone, I'll do the find next. There they are. Make sure they're all in. They are the letters in front of your favorites or your categories, but they all are now with the 3 Z's. Okay, so I'm going to pause and make all the changes. Okay, I made all those changes with the find and then deleting the letters. Now we're going to verify again that the changes are correct. So we're going to close and save the homepage file. Then we're going to double click it to open it again in the browser. Now let's see if we made any mistakes. I know you can't see the bottom, but everything looks fine. All the special letters we added are gone, and everything's in the right order. Format looks fine. So you're done at this point. Your home page is ready to install or connect to your browser. The way to do that is open. Could have done the one I had open. Let's do it again. All right. It's open in Firefox. Here's how to define it now as your home page. You click the Tools, Options. This is Firefox. Now, on the General tab, which is the one that shows up, when Firefox starts, show my home page, fine. You can ignore this line and set it to use current page. This isn't the current page. The current page doesn't have that My Browser in it, which you can see if you look right up here. The current page is this one. So use current page is exactly what you want to do. I clicked it. Now it's off the bottom of the screen, but you're going to click OK to make the change. And now is the home page for Firefox. You also need to set it for any other browser you want to use. Let's open our Internet Explorer, and I'll show you how to do that. Here's Internet Explorer. Now the one I have open now is not the one we just changed. That's a special one I'm working on myself. So we have to go find it and open it with Internet Explorer. So let me close Internet Explorer because it's not on the right page. Here it is. Right click it, open with Internet Explorer. Now it's the right one. It doesn't have that My Browser thing there, so it is the one we just changed. To set this one as the home page, you click the Settings gear wheel in the upper right corner, Internet Options, the first page, the General tab, Home page. Again, ignore this one. It's not the one that's open. The one that's open doesn't have My Browser here. So the one that's open is that one. So say Use Current. And now there's an OK at the bottom of that one. You click to make the change. Go ahead and close it. When I reopen it, it should automatically open on this one. When I open, sorry, I have a pinned shortcut to Internet Explorer. If you open Internet Explorer, the program, it opens to the home page we just created because we told it that's my home page. That's the end of this part and the end of this tutorial series. Thanks for watching.